Well, I'd like to welcome you to this very fun event where we're going to be opening the time capsule from 1989. We're joining you all from the 640 building in Lacey. This is videotaped, so it can be viewed at the convenience of anyone at their pleasure. So we welcome everyone, including many retirees and representatives from the Washington Federation of State Employees. We're grateful to have you all here today, and as we take a look at the past and have our eyes on the future also. 1989 was the state's 100th birthday, and as part of that there were celebrations throughout the state, and our department participated in putting together a time capsule which looks surprisingly like an archive box. But you can pretend what you're looking at here is what you're seeing up there, time capsule. And so we had lots of treasures that went into this time capsule back in 1989. And we're going to discover what those treasures are, but first we'll hear from Commissioner Dale Peinecke, and he has some remarks.
I have some remarks.
You're on.
Hey, first of all, thanks to Doug for being Mr. Bossy Boots. I mean, MC today. Nice to see you back. I'd like to thank all of the people who planned this little party this afternoon. If you'd please stand up so that you can be recognized, I think that'd be great. Good job. Special recognition to Suzanne Fromey, okay, who was actually on the Centennial Committee at ESD, probably when she was 4 years old, for today's event. Five? Five, okay. So, earlier this month, Washington celebrated its 125th birthday with a huge celebration at the Capitol on the 11th, which was probably Veterans Day, wasn't it? Or close thereof. Thanks to all of you who served in the armed forces that are in this room today. Thanks for your service. We want to be mindful of that every day that we enjoy this freedom that we share here. In 1989, as part of Washington's centennial celebration, Isaiah Turner, who was commissioner then, is Isaiah sitting around here anywhere? And staff created a time capsule filled with memories of life here at ESD at the time. And Janelle put together, or Ann or someone put together some memories of 1989, right? President George Bush and Soviet Union. Gorbachev met in Malta to declare the end of the Cold War. Intel released the 486 microprocessor, okay, substantially increasing the speed of the 386. And we got our first version of Microsoft Office. Gas was, anyone want to venture a guess? What gas? Huh? 75? Any other? $1.25. Okay, average it out, you got 97 cents. Minimum wage, you want to play the minimum wage game? Any idea? $2.35. $2.35?
I think it was $3.50.
$3.35, very good. And you were watching Murphy Brown, Moonlighting, and The Wonder Years on TV.
You didn't have something better, did you?
If you didn't have something better to do. Specific to ESD, we had 2,626 employees. Today we're at around 1,458. Interesting, here's some interesting stats, right? Back then, non-farm employment was just over 2 million. Now our non-farm employment is well over 3 million. It's probably approaching 3.4 million. Interestingly, the unemployment rate was about the same at 5.7%. So for all of you that were around between then and now, I couldn't resist doing some quick math that says if you look at the number of clients served divided by the number of people serving clients, you guys and the people that you work with have increased productivity over 300%, over 4.5% on a compound annual growth rate year over year. And you've done it in spite of the fact that we still haven't gotten NGTS working perfectly. And after 25 years, you're still hung with Guide and Skies. So I think when people talk about state employees, right? When they talk about state employees and they talk about productivity, we need to continue to advertise what is some really phenomenal year-over-year work, right? That you guys and all your peers have done and continue to do. Thanks. Congratulations. So today we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Doug's going to guide us through the time capsule contents. We'll look ahead to the future and we'll think about what lies ahead, and we'll celebrate the present by adding some items from Employment Security Today back into this wonderful capsule. And then I think we're going to put it away again, aren't we, Sheila? We're going to put it away. Good time to reflect on what we've really accomplished and what we're doing. Over the past several years, many of you have participated in our lean activities to improve your ability to do your jobs and serve our customers, and we're going to continue to do that every day, every week, every month, and continuously improve the agency and see if we can beat that 4.5% a year and serve our customers better. We've all worked together to weather budget shortfalls and layoffs. We've moved offices, we've reorganized, we've started new jobs, we've welcomed new team members. I know some of that's been very difficult, okay, and I appreciate that. And what I really appreciate is your continued focus and as employees, your continued focus on our customers and meeting our customers' needs, because they are really the reason we're here, and they are the most important thing for us to stay focused on. We've launched a next generation tax system, and we've got some bumps along the way, but we're going to get those bumps smoothed out in the road, and we're working on that, and it will be a great system when it's done. We've partnered with schools and communities and with our WDC partners to launch YouthWorks, which is really a career readiness initiative that's already helped thousands of youth find internships and pathways to career success, building the pipeline of trained workers for our businesses of tomorrow. We've worked with the WDCs in the last year to secure another $10 million in federal DOL, Department of Labor funds, to help put over 2,400 of our state's long-term workers, those long-term unemployed, those that have been unemployed for over 6 months, but many of who have been unemployed for over 2 years, back to work. And we've refocused our call centers. To zero in on incoming calls between 8 and 4 this week, in response to really an employee-led lean event to better respond to the customers who call in. And I appreciate those employees who put that together, and I think this is a great experiment, and I understand that it's already resulting in better customer service, so good work there. So whether you're in HR, finance, IT, UI, WCDD, or some other list of acronyms that we use around here, you all have reasons to be proud of what we're accomplishing, what you're accomplishing here at ESD. Together we have the best vision in state government, finding the right person for each job every time. We provide that safety net, we provide that career ladder. Yes, it's a bridge, and thank you for joining me today and the rest of you in another 25 successful years.
All right, it's now time to see what treasures were left for us in 1989. Charles Sadler will come and be my Jerry Lewis.
Pleasure.
I didn't think of a Dean Martin song to sing. And then we have our Vanna White here and Suzanne. So come and stay on my left.
All right.
All right, so Charles, watch out for the gush of air that's going to come out of this when poof. Okay, so let's see what we got.
Okay, oh, here's a nice
All right, so
scroll within a scroll.
all right, so I'll take this.
All right.
So show that. Wheels and Heels of Fire. It was fundraising for the Resource Center for the Handicapped. So So, yeah. With that. All right, yeah, so Suzanne does more presentation of, if you did, okay. All right, so what do we got? Oh,
Washington.
so this is a timeline. So, goes down to the 1930s and then progresses up to the 1990s. Okay. Showing some significant events. Okay.
Some people will recognize this.
All right, so.
Yeah, it looks like there's two of these here.
25 years ago.
Do you want me to tell you? What?
Well, kind of, yeah, I'll take the folder.
All right. And it's a newsletter, President Fraser's Service Corps during centennial visit. And that was a very proud moment that a lot of us will remember.
Newsletter.
President Bush. And
All right, so here's a really important one. It says, we're number one. Washington State takes top honors. There in the center picture is our good friend, Sylvia Wyman, which is a lead-in for her to say a few remarks. So we sit down.
all right.
I'm getting pretty good at
I didn't recognize all the people.
I probably won't either, but we could talk about that. So thank you very much for inviting me here today. 1989 was really an exciting year for our professional association. At that time, we were known as the International Association of Personnel and Employment Security, IAPES. We had over 1,100 members in the state, and I was honored to be chapter president. My theme that year was Team, T-E-A-M, Together Everyone Accomplishes More, and we really were a great team effort. I wanted to highlight just 3 quick things that occurred during that year. In the spring of 1989, over in Spokane, we held the first and only IAPS Vietnam Veterans Conference, and we had hundreds of people come in from all different parts of the country to participate in that, and it was really great. And did I see Rena come in? Rena Roop-Searles back here was part of that planning committee for that event back in Spokane. Second, I had observed in a lot of chapters, or in several chapters around the country, they had a Hall of Fame, and I thought this would be really neat for us to have in our state. So I asked Cornelia Young if she would chair this committee. And at our spring convention in May of 1989 over in Bellevue, chaired by Kathy Petrie, we had over 400 people attend, and we had our charter installation of Hall of Fame members. And I'm just very happy to say that every year since then, at our state conference in the spring, we've installed people that are dedicated, hard-working members of the association to our Washington State Hall of Fame. And then lastly, at the international conference in June of 1989, we were in Louisville, Kentucky, with over 2,000 members from the U.S. and around the world. And the Washington chapter was presented the International President's Award for hosting that Veterans Conference in the spring. And then at the awards banquet, the top 10 chapters who had submitted awards in various categories like education and communications and veterans activities were called up to the stage, and Washington was one of those chapters. And before this time, customarily, the winner of that award was either South Carolina or Texas or Florida. It just would rotate, among those three. So there I was up there, and they started counting down, 10, 9, and got down to the final 2, which were Sarah Gladden from South Carolina and myself. And then there we were presented #1 in the nation with the highest achievement award possible, beating out all the other 49 states in our activities for that year. And so the person that was our awards chairperson and that was really responsible for us achieving this and was there to accept the award with me is Marilyn Young, who's here today. So as you can see, 1989 was really a fabulous year for the International Association of Personnel and Employment Security, and now we're known as the International Association of Workforce Professionals, IAWP. We were a team, and we are a team, and we accomplished so much that year through our membership, and also including great support from the ESD administration in our state. So again, thank you so much for including me today.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. Okay, what's next? Just as an aside, while he's fumbling around, the Commissioner Turner at the time, I was serving on the senior leadership team as a budget director, and he looked around the table and said, "You will all be members of IAWP," or IAPES as it was called then. And then I would go to the softball tournaments and watch people play. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, Commissioner, you can just say, "You will all be members of this professional employee." Yes.
I'm more about choice than...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I come from the dictator side of the... Yeah. Okay, what you got?
Well, we've got a news release, Washington State Employment Security Department for immediate release. Economy continues to expand in April. And then the Veterans Billboard to be unveiled.
Okay, that's enough of that.
All right.
Okay.
Do we-
Okay, Vanna, you go ahead and take these things from...
I should be queuing them as well.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this come out?
Yeah, that comes out.
All right, this
Here.
is the billboard, I believe.
Is that from RCH?
Well, there's somebody that looks like him anyway.
Okay, so show what it is.
Now, it was
It's
a
a-
much bigger billboard.
And there's Charles in his youthful self. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Take out some more of these. There's lots of
Yeah.
folders. Let's
Oh, I'm
take
telling
all
you.
the folders out, and we'll draw from them. Okay, good.
Oh, I'm telling you, I had no idea. What...
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, it's a green bar, and it's got everybody's name on it.
These are all the employees of the
And their
at the
social
time.
security number.
Their job title, anyway. All 2,600 of them on green bar.
Should we unfurl it?
Yeah.
You go out the door and a lot of us know what green bar is.
Sorry.
I had Washington State Employment Security Specification, the job service specialist too. I guess this is when we were changing the
Yeah, it has a few of the job classifications and what their range of starting salary
research
and
analyst,
maximum salary.
secretary 2,
Yeah.
program coordinator 2. Just
Yes.
a number.
Yes. Just a point in time. Okay.
Yeah, we can get through
This-
these. So this is out of the
Huh.
paper. Jobless, an opinion page in the Olympian. Jobless insurance abuses must end. And I
Abuses
think-
must end.
And I think we took that literally and put, was it Kathy at that time?
Yeah? There's-
I'm looking at the,
There's no more fraud in unemployment
yeah,
insurance.
no, did away with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Farm workers.
Why don't you pull out that one?
All right. I recognize this, people, service, and integrity. Didn't everybody have their own little
The core
plaque
values.
of that? And the
that-
people in, people, service, and integrity, what's this, a tape?
That's a VHS tape.
VHS.
Yeah.
Man, do we have things to play this thing with?
We,
Could they put one of those in there?
well, cue the video. You're going to see what that one says.
What are these core values we keep hearing about?
Core values? I don't know. I think they have something to do with how we do our jobs.
Values? Who said core values?
She did. We both did.
What are they?
Oh, you know, core values. The principles we apply in performing our work. What we're about. What we believe in. Everybody's doing it.
Doing what?
Defining their core values. Boeing, Seafirst, even Nordstrom's.
Nordstrom's? Who said Nordstrom's? Are they having a sale?
No, they have values.
You're telling me? I bought this shirt on sale for $20.
Is that why you shop there? For the price?
Are you kidding?
No. I shop there because, well, it's their service and their policies, the way they do business.
Their values?
Yeah, you might say that.
You know, for myself, you know, that even before we sat down and identified the core values, the thing that has always felt good for me in this department, the 17 years I've been here, is that never have I been in a position where I've had to compromise my own personal values.
Personal commitment to your job and being as knowledgeable about your job as possible is the key to everything.
I think a really good example of how the office has demonstrated teamwork and also some innovative ideas is a workshop that we started to put on this year called Dress for Success for Less.
Or the gray color suits. So you have a good look at either woman idea. So you can tell us the different kinds of blouses.
Dress for Success for Less means that we used area thrift stores to purchase clothing that could be used for a working wardrobe, and the combination of a few different clothing items came up to about 18 different outfits, and for a total cost of less than $20.
This wine color will be used with either of the suits.
One of the things that we've found is really important in this office is that we want to work as a team with the Job Service Center. And so we've spent some time getting to know what they have to offer. And because we see the employers really on a whole more than they do. We talk to them more than they do, just because of the number of us that are involved with employers every day. And so then when we go out and do our audits, we try to make every audit a learning situation for the employer. And sometimes it's a negative situation at first. We try to turn it around. We try to let them know all the different things we have to offer, you know, whatever program it may be, from TJTC on up, all the different things that are available, and we will bring them, you know, concerns and questions they have back to the Job Service Center, and the Job Service Center people in turn then will respond to that. And once the employer knows that we are concerned, we get it to Job Service and they respond back, we've got a happy employer.
The fact that we are not afraid to delegate. We didn't stop to think who was the highest official in the agency on that day to go and talk to the legislature. It was who knows what's going on. They have good judgment. We trust them.
It's important that we understand that we're not only talking about the person walking in the door, just requesting services and kind of us, but also as we look at each other as peers, as fellow co-workers, that we're looking at, we should teach each other with integrity and respect towards each other and help each other, and we need to work together.
But to me, probably more than anything, integrity. If you don't have integrity, the rest of it is pretty hollow.
I think the core values serve as a reminder that when dealing with people, we deal not only with what the policy says, how things should be done, but how those policies impact the people involved. Because what the core values are reminding us is that we are human beings and we must care about one another.
Lights, please.
Yeah, wasn't that fun? That was very fun. Okay, what else you got? Somebody say no. Take that girl out.
Experience rating.
Ah,
Help
yes.
businesses flourish.
Okay, some pamphlets.
And pamphlets. Screening and hiring go high-tech, job finding goes high-tech. We were going high-tech.
High-tech, yeah. Yeah, there was some pretty high-tech stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your next job may be as close as a job service center. Hey,
Very
we'll
good.
use these again.
Nice. Okay, very good. Give those to Vanna. All right.
Our philosophy of management. Boy,
yeah, show
yeah,
that.
they've got all of our signatures on there.
Yeah, there's a Doug Gough in there.
Yeah.
You
In fact,
in there?
that was, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there you are, second
Right
from the
there.
last. Why don't you
So-
tell a little bit about what that was all about?
Well, that was a commitment. Our
Right.
philosophy of,
You talk, I'll, oh, sorry, Vanna. You show.
okay. That was a pretty much a kickoff ceremony that we did because the whole agency was making a commitment towards the services that we provided. And we had all of the administrators and not agency heads, because we had one agency head at that time, but the department heads signed this commitment in writing saying we knew it, understood it, and then we told anybody that
I want to see that.
we had about the agency's commitment. So
It was a commitment on how we were going to treat each other as management. Our roles and our philosophy was, the thing I remember is that you could always assume that the person's actions were honorable. That's one I remember. So whatever they did to you, it was it was honorable.
We're still working on that.
Yeah, still working on that. Yeah.
oh, this is a brochure just full of, but the main thing was a mission and function statement of employment security. And we actually, I was surprised at how often you could just ask a person in an office or anywhere, do you know what our mission statement is? Do you know what our goals are? And they knew we were dealing with employment security and paying benefits and things. But it was hard putting your finger on exactly what we all agreed to. So I think a lot of this was putting things in writing and letting all the staff know and asking that they explain things like this to their staff.
Okay.
Employment Security Outstanding Employees Award.
You need to be a little louder.
Employment Security Outstanding Employees Award. I think this was something that a lot of you will remember. I noticed it happened on Juneteenth, which is June 19th, for those of you that don't know what Juneteenth is. And we had the people that were recognized for that particular award ceremony. It's 89. Of course it is. That's the year.
Right.
You got the right one in there.
Why don't we go to the tape?
All right.
Oh.
This is the tape. Employment Security Centennial Salute.
All right, so as part of the centennial celebration, the people were encouraged to come and develop or create a song or songs. And so they had the Employment Security Choir, and we had a piece in there that we're going to play. It was written by Ron Hendricks, called Washington, You Are State of Heart. So we're going to go sit down and listen to the song.
As the 2003 people.
Warm as the sun that helps the wheat fields grow, free as a breeze that makes the sailboats go. I'm in a state of excitement, I'm in a world of sheer delightment. Oh, Washington, you are a state of heart. A helping hand, a hug, a heartfelt smile. a neighbor who will go that extra mile. I'm in a state of wonder, 'cause it's your spell I'm under. Whoa, Washington, you are a state of heart. Been all around, seen a lot of faces, it's true. Nothing I have found ever replaces you. Now that I have you, we never will part. Oh, Washington, you are a state of heart. When God made the world, He made the others fast. But then He made you, must have saved the best for last. I'm in a state of joy for every girl and every boy. Oh, Washington, you are a work of art. Oh, Washington, you are a state of heart. So happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Washington, you are a state of heart. So happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Washington, you are a state of heart. So happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Washington, you are a state of heart.
Good. Okay, what else you got?
Well, before we do you mind if I say what really surprised me was how much talent that we had within employment security. And when people came up with things to do, there was always someone there that could handle it. We never had to hire anyone. I was surprised at how well Doug's. I always heard him talk like he's talking today, but he's got a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice.
When we do the in focus video, watch the guy with the paddles. Academy Award stuff.
Almost.
That's just an advance warning. Watch for that.
The rural offices for self-service and
the little pictures. Chelan.
See pictures with the. That's when we put up those little boards, those kiosks and things like that. I can remember those going up and people responsible for tending to them.
There's. Okay.
This is the same thing.
No, it's
Service Corps.
Yeah.
It's not a picnic. Washington Service Corps.
Good. Still alive and well.
I have another one here. Took out quite a few, like you suggested.
Yeah.
So don't rush me.
No, that's fine. I'm being very patient.
Yeah, I know. Employment security and training system, a historical perspective. So we actually saw fit to put a historical perspective together and then report to the shareholders, which were the people.
Okay, good.
Work the Puyallup. Over 2,000 jobs available at the Puyallup Fair. I have to say, we did that every year, and that was quite a number of jobs.
Yeah, you can just introduce that and show what it is.
Okay, job seekers, the new immigration laws in effect. Another one of those. The Olympia Capital Chapter, I recognize this pin. That was a very beautiful pin for the IEPS.
And People Service Integrity pin that we would wear. Little buttons.
And the little buttons. I have to turn some over so I can see what they're saying.
You can take them out.
We placed her.
We placed Herb.
I did. Somebody named Herb.
Well, Herb's happy about that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
What?
That's the downtown Seattle Job Service Center.
The Belltown?
Yes.
The Herb.
The Herb one.
Oh, cool.
See, and I was down there, and I didn't know that was considered Herb. Meeting today's needs, tomorrow's challenges. And that's a report by the Interstate Conference of Employment Security Agencies.
1989.
Yes, 1989.
I worked in Washington, D.C. in 1988, 1989, for that interstate conference back in Washington, D.C. as their finance and automation associate. So I was just coming back in 1989 to the state. Oh,
Well,
look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing that there's something that's not 1989. It's employment security, 1987. But I don't think we did one every year, so it was in effect in '89.
What that was, it was done probably 3 to 5 years earlier. Our vision of what 1987 was going to be like, and how we treat each other, how we treat our people, just the visionary statement of what 5 years from now is going to look like. So you could have Vision 2018, and we could put it in the box, the capsule.
I remember this. This is a copy of the Wagner-Pfizer State Plan for program year 1989. We're back to '89. But that was a lot of work by a lot of folks that came up with what we planned to do for the Wagner-Pfizer. Is this the last one?
I do believe.
And State of Washington benefit distribution card.
Electronic benefits.
When you got your benefits, you were able to get a card and to use that.
See whose name's on it?
No.
It said Jim Wolf.
Jim Wolf, okay.
The benefits.
I don't think he ever used it. Unused. Let it go.
They had the system ready to go, but the transaction fees were going to kill us from the budget.
So we never used.
So we never implemented the electronic benefit at that time.
So this is in here because this is something we never did implement. Okay.
It
Well,
shows the
gives
wisdom.
us a lot to think about for the next box.
Showed the wisdom of the budget director at the time.
Yeah, in fact, the whole thing is just full of stuff we didn't implement.
All right, so that completes that box. Now we're going to show what's going to go in for 2014.
Hold that for you? Are you?
Yeah. Well, one thing that's going in is the collective bargaining agreement. So actually, we can actually put that inside. The other things are going to go in. All right, so Vanna, why don't you come over, sorry, Suzanne, why don't you come and open up and show it to Charles so he can see what it is, then show it to the audience. What is it we're putting in there?
Be the bridge. It sounds like the new direction that the agency is taking, being the bridge for the people that need us. This is a handbook for the unemployed workers.
Can you hold it up a little, Suzanne? There you go.
This probably isn't too fair. Neither one of you have probably studied these, have you?
But you know, that's almost self-explanatory, that's the thing. It's a manual, and that's in Spanish, or did we take another language?
Looks like Spanish to
It
me.
looked like Spanish.
Demographics.
Oh, this is the I didn't see any demographics on it.
It's a blank page.
Yeah. Okay, so that.
Oh, here we go. These are
the demographics.
That was the cover sheet.
All right.
Yeah.
And then that's the data that we're putting in.
This is our public website.
It's a homepage for, yeah, we do things over the website now. People can work from home.
Labels at the top.
And more from the website.
This is our homepage for our internal.
Inside ESD.
We're getting this down pretty well, Charles.
I know, but you know, everybody, most of the people that's still here actually have seen all of these, haven't they? Okay.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, that was the, later, yeah, the
Oh, my apologies.
This is the go-to work source page. And this is the Inquiry wage search for adult.
That's
Nuggets.
Next generation tax system.
Yeah, I thought it said adult. I was going to explore what was behind it.
Yeah, you can have the book.
I just need a little closer.
Yeah, I understand.
And Skies Technology, still working for Skies. ESD employees. We did away with the Social Security numbers.
Okay. So now what happened to Vanna?
What?
The video isn't going to be able to capture all these things that were, yes, like that.
Okay.
Very good.
Can you see okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I turning the page?
Yeah.
We were doing so.
You're doing great.
There's a brochure. Let us show you. Wow. Free Microsoft Learning. It's the pin for it. What do you want employees in 2039 to know about employment security of 2014? We have a whole list of.
I think we have enough.
Staff comments.
Yeah, we have staff comments at the end.
From the people, and this was taken from those.
So, and then the Clarion.
And then the Clarion.
So give that back to me for a minute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, so we have a little time to tell you or recite this poem, a poem that was written by Dave Cook. In 1929, our country was out of a line. We were facing things never faced before, even after making it through the First World War. The taxpayers were broke with all their savings gone up in smoke. Congress had to take tact, so they created the Social Security Act. That was 85 years from then until now. We've created an agency by the sweat of our brow. What has been accomplished, some may ask. What is our goal? What is the task? To every citizen a job, and every job a citizen. That has been the commitment. That has been the mission. Our gallant leader, Commissioner Peinecke, has us on course, even though tricky. We'll build a bridge, we'll fill the gap, he'll show us the way, he'll show us the map. When reading this in 2039, we guess you'll know the answer and we'll have seen the sign. What is the sign and what does it mean? The answer you'll hear is lean, lean, lean. By Dave Cook. Good job, Dave. Okay, so now I want to introduce the concept of a capsule keeper. 25 years from now, here are our guests, Madison Elizabeth Teeter, come on up, 8 years old, and second grader in Rochester Elementary School, has agreed 25 years from now to come and help open this capsule once again. And so you find a calendar and you write down the date, November 11th, or probably or so, 2039. So Madison will be our capsule keeper. Yay. Thank you very much. We also have Michelle Meter from Workforce and Career Development Division's daughter is a capsule keeper for the state time capsule. So that's kind of fun. All right, now we'll have that in focus video where you're going to watch for the talent that exudes from that video. Oh, just as an introduction.
As the-
The Commissioner, Sylvia Mundy, at the time, would have a fall tour, and she would go around, and what was fun is that we would create some skits just to have fun. And so the skit that you'll be seeing the fabulous performance in is, there was Dr. Mundy, and then there's Dr. Tuesday and Dr. Wednesday. They were helping a patient on the operating table.
Sorry. Doug, you messed me up.
Sorry.
As the 2003 People First Fall Tour comes to an end, we wanted to look back at some of its more memorable moments. Some of those came recently at the Olympia headquarters event, where staff members reminded us how not to take ourselves too seriously. Enjoy their lighthearted perspectives, and we'll see you next time on In Focus.
Hello. Can you help me? You need to have a number, please, if you want prompt customer service. Take a number. A number. And then we'll call your number. But there's nobody here. Take the number. That's our process.
Several agonizing minutes later.
Number 49. Here I am. Here I am. I need to have some help. I'm opening a business, and I need to have some workers. What do you? Well, wait just a minute. We don't open businesses here. Are you registered with the DDB? Did you call L9? Did you go to the DOL?
What's the diagnosis?
This patient has been using EFT alcohol for over 20 years.
Oh my, this is serious. You're going to need to shock her. I know. Give me the UI legislation. Do it. Clear. No. Clear. Security check. Try again. Try again.
She's magnificent, your greatest creation ever. My greatest creation without a doubt.
Okay. Well,
Going in the box?
what?
That video?
That was, no, that was not in the box. That was just for fun. Now, this video today is going in the box. How much fun is that? You can only have so much fun. All right, Commissioner.
Will you recreate your paddle thing?
Did you notice the guy with the paddle? Wasn't he good?
Very talented.
Thank you. Commissioner, I'm presenting to you the plaque for the time capsule, the centennial time capsule. It was originally placed in 1989, and we have your signature here in 2014. Now, where are you going to put it?
In the box.
No, not in the box. It's going to be proudly displayed in the Maple Park, somewhere very proud and prominent. I can't remember where. It will be proudly displayed.
Okay.
So thank you.
In the foyer.
In the foyer.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you all for coming today. Hope you had a good time reminiscing and seeing old friends, and I just love this department. It has been a great thing. I came in 1978 and spent 35 years with the department, and been a great experience. Great people, great services. I believe in the mission that we have to help people, and you see it every day. People that need help, and we're there to help them, and there's nothing better. So thank you all for coming. And what was that?
Could we ask our retiree honored guests to stand so we can acknowledge?
Okay, let's have any retiree honored guests stand and be acknowledged for. Okay, I'll get back to work. Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Are you putting this in the report? Okay.